for the students and the now special agents to have gone through, and a lot of effort and dedication and focus to accomplish that. But the jobs that they do here when they are here in the training, at the training academy, can only be done by the support that you as family and friends provide to each and every one of them and us as an academy in general while they're here. We couldn't do what we do here without you guys back home supporting and doing those things that we need to be doing when we're back home in our way. So it's a very significant part of this training program, the support that we get from family and friends, and the support that each one of the students get. It's a struggle some days to meet some of the challenges, and I'm sure there's been many conversations that you guys have had with the students here as they've gone through this program. And we appreciate, as an academy, you guys and the support that you give to the students as well as to the academy and the support role that you provide. And we thank you for that. And I know the students do as well. First off, I'd like to go ahead as well and to recognize some of the attendees that we have today with us. And first, I'd like to start with our Chief of the Criminal Investigation Division of IRS, Mr. Richard Weber. We also have here with us the Director of Strategy with CI, Mr. Charles Hunter. We also have with us Mr. Danny Hour, as you met earlier, the new Director for the Training Academy. We have SSA from the Detroit Field Office, Ms. Joanne McLean. We have NCETA Assistant Director, Mr. Dominic McClinton. And then we also have the Supervisory Academy Instructor, Ms. Denise Scanlon. And I'd also like to recognize a couple of special guests that we have with us as well. We have Acting Chief of Staff, Ms. Amanda Prestigard. Amanda, in the back, raise your hand. Thank you for being here. And we also have the Director of Talent Management, Ms. Kay Jernigan. I believe she's here with us. Here we are, Kay. Thank you. And also we have Senior Analyst with CI, Mr. Edworth, with us. Thank you. And there are a number of others that we have in the CI family here supporting us today, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys being here.
First of all, I'd like to thank all the friends, family, distinguished guests, and the facilitators and support staff for joining us today for this monumental graduation ceremony. I can personally attest that every single one of us, students sitting out here that's graduating today, has put in an unbelievable amount of time and effort, both inside and outside of the classroom, so we could become criminal investigators with the Internal Revenue Service. I think this training really forced most of us to dig really deep, a lot deeper than many of us have ever dug before, to overcome challenges and be able to be here and graduate today. You should be very proud of your significant others that are sitting right over here for what they've accomplished up to this point. We all came here as individuals on July 4th, not knowing any one of each other or the facilitators, and I can personally attest that all of us are now a brotherhood and sisterhood, and the relationships that we've built here during the last 6 months are going to continue on throughout our career and possibly throughout our life.
Going back to when I started in 1988 with CI, preceding me and long after I'm gone, CI will remain a family. As we celebrate the graduation today of Special Agent Basic Training Class 205, we also celebrate the retirement of my predecessor, Terry Stewart, who up until about some 48 hours ago was actually the director of this training academy. And I think it befitting, considering that he spent almost every single hour of the remainder of his career with these new agents, that I turn this ceremony over to him. Please give a warm welcome to Terry Stewart.
Thank you, Mr. Hour. I appreciate the opportunity to be here and to come back for this very momentous occasion that we have here. But first, I want to welcome each and every one of you guys here to the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, and also more specifically to the National CI Training.
Had quite that many experts in a graduating class. You guys have done an outstanding job. I'd like to ask the following students to please stand to receive recognition for their score on the CI Physical Qualification course. And I ask you to hold your applause until I've called all 8 names. Special Agent Joseph B. Call. Special Agent Kobe J. Harris. Special Agent Jennifer M. Henderson. Special Agent Faraz Imam. Special Agent Charles M. Mannix. Special Agent Jared K. Robbins. Special Agent Mark Weymouth. Special Agent Michael J. Wheeler. Congratulations.
Washington, D.C., and we have our leadership here at the Academy. But our expectation is every person be a leader in their own right. And that goes all the way down to the students when they're in the training program. They're expected to step up and to take a leading role in most of the things that they do in the training program. But also there's some additional challenges within the classes that each class recognizes a class president and selects a class president to be that liaison for them, to support the class participants, but also to be that liaison between the class and the leadership and the training program itself. And so for this particular class, it's an honor for me to recognize Mr. Justin Chrisman as the selected class president. And at this time, I welcome Mr. Chrisman up for bringing the remarks for the class.
This is a monumental accomplishment. This training is very intense, it's very difficult, and it's very hard. So to score 95% or higher is an outstanding accomplishment. I'd like to ask the following students to please stand to receive recognition for their academic achievement. Special Agent Faraz Imam. Special Agent Joseph B. Call. Congratulations. CI Physical Fitness Battery. Special Agent Luther Henderson. Special Agent Jared K. Robbins. Special Agent Michael J. Wheeler. Congratulations, selected classmate who in their minds exemplifies and has consistently demonstrated all of these core values. At the recommendation of the class, I am pleased to announce the Aspire Award winner, Mr. Justin C. Chrisman.
I've come a long way to get here, to be here with us, and it's a pleasure for me to meet you guys and for you guys to be here with us at this time. But without any further ado, what we want to do is we go ahead and welcome one of our own here to lead us in our honor of our country with the national anthem, Mr. Luther Henderson. If you would come up.
Congratulations. Special Agent Charles M. Mannix, Chicago Field Office. One last time.